Every great film has one thing in common: powerful color grading. In Adobe Premiere Pro, you can elevate your footage from simple to cinematic with just a few clicks. Today, I'll guide you to the exact steps to give your videos that professional edge. Okay guys, welcome back to another fresh plug tutorial. Sorry I've missed on a couple drops. Lately I've been super busy, I'm really sorry guys. But today we're gonna be color grading this amazing footage. I've already imported it to my timeline. And first things first, as you all know, we're gonna create a new adjustment layer and drag it to a timeline. Let's stretch it to fit our footage. Perfect. And on the left, I have Lumetri scopes and the vector scope, and on the right, I have my Lumetri color. So first things first, we're gonna head over to the basic color, to the basic correction in the Lumetri color, and over here we're gonna input a lot, which I think is by Ari. Let me do this one. And in case you don't like this process of importing the LUT, the first process, I've done countless tutorials where I show you how to do it manually. So be sure to check out my other color grading videos because they'll basically come in clutch if you want to do it manually. But for today, we're using them LUTs that come pre-installed in Premiere Pro in the basic correction. So first things first, I'm gonna adjust the exposure because I feel like the footage is too blown out. I'm gonna reduce it just a teeny tiny bit. Let's say around there. And then I'm gonna jump straight to the highlights and I'm gonna reduce the highlights. Let's say to around -20 and come through to the shadows, reduce them to around -25. That's perfect. So next I'm gonna head straight to the RGB curves, and over here, as you all know, we're gonna create that S curve. Drop down the shadows a little bit just to get the contrast popping in the footage, and head over to the highlights and lift them up a little bit. And to get that cinematic look popping, we're gonna come through to the highlights, and on the topmost part of the curve, we're gonna drag it to the bottom a little bit just to make sure the highlights are a little bit creamy and all, and head over to the shadows, do the same, but this time around, we're dragging the curve upwards just to make sure that all these contrasty parts that are too contrasty, we recover some details from those. Okay, so moving on, we're gonna jump straight to let me head back to the correction panel and reduce the highlights a little bit more. Once again, pardon me for that, I'm just eyeballing. So next we're gonna jump straight to the HSL secondary, where we're gonna do some basic skin correction. And lately I've been doing this right before color grading my footage. I do it right after the basic corrections, simply because I have like most information on my skin tones. It's not cluttered with a lot of color and everything, so I can dial in the skin tones way easier, if you get what I mean. So here in the HSL secondary, we're gonna pick we're gonna highlight and make a selection on a skin tone. The skin tones usually lie around the red tones, that's why I selected the red. I'm gonna adjust my sliders to make and then I'm gonna head over to the correction panel in the HSL secondary on the wheel, and I'm gonna drag it slightly in between the yellows and the reds just to warm up our skin tones a little bit. That's perfect. And then I'm gonna come through to the temperature and drag it to the warmer tones. Say around 8.2 or around 7. That's a sweet spot. That's perfect. And after that, we're gonna jump straight to the color wheels and match. So this is where the fun part begins. And guys, right before we continue, I have some very important news for you. I've just updated my LUT collection. All the LUTs that I had in my store are now updated and upgraded. And in case you're interested, just head over to the store, first link in the description, and grab you some amazing LUTs that are gonna transform your footage into a cinematic masterpiece. They currently work on all cameras, also have LUTs for iPhone users and all that. So support your boy, head over to freshplug.store, grab your LUTs, and let's jump back into the tutorial. Let's see the before and after. Before that, perfect. As you can see on the waveform, we're currently on the safe side. Now let's get back to the color wheels and match. And on the midtones, we're gonna drag them slightly up in between the yellows and the reds once again. Right about there. That's perfect. That's perfect. And then we're gonna come through to the shadows and drag them slightly to the cooler tones. Gain a little bit of blues there and jump straight to the highlights. And in the highlights, we're gonna drag them slightly in between the greens and the teals, because I like how that looks, gives me that cinematic look I like. Right about there. Okay, so after that, we're gonna head to the creative panel, and over here I'm gonna pump up the vibrance a little bit just to saturate the less saturated parts of my video. Then add a little bit of saturation, say to around 9 or 10. Add a little bit of faded film and a teeny tiny bit of sharpness, say around 2 stops. Okay, let's see the before and after. That's coming through. Now after that, I'm gonna drop down on the Lumetri color drop down and add a new color effect. And what I'll do with this, I'll basically try to separate our subject from the background and also give our footage, our grid, a little bit more character. And I'm gonna repeat the process I did earlier where I do a selection on the skin. I'll pick the red tones in the HSL secondary, adjust my sliders once again to make a good selection on the skin tones. And after I'm done, I'm gonna invert the selection, add a little bit of blur, say to around there. And jump straight to the correction panel or the correction wheel in the HSL secondary, whereby I'm gonna drag our marker just in between the greens and the teal. As you can see, it's adding a little bit of character to our grade. And after that, I'll pump up the contrast a little bit on the background because I feel it's not too contrasty. I'll pump it up a little bit. And I'll head over to the tint. And drop it to the greens a little bit. Okay. So after that, we're gonna head straight to the hue versus saturation curves, and I'm gonna select the reds in the video, the red hoodie or jumper that she's wearing, and I'm gonna make that red pop a teeny tiny bit. I'll select the sky in the background and move saturate the blue just a teeny tiny bit. Sorry, I'm gonna add a little bit of blue here to the blue skies. Let's see the before and after. That's quite some change there, yeah. So next, I'm gonna head back to the hue versus saturation, pick our skin tones and boost them a teeny tiny bit once again. And that's around perfect. So guys, if you're enjoying the tutorial, make sure you hit that subscribe button, make sure you like this video and share it with other creators. Let's see the before and after. That's perfect. So in case you want to make this more cinematic off camera, I just went through and added a little bit of vignette to the final gray that I did that I'm just about to show. And that's about it, guys. If you enjoyed this tutorial, make sure you smash that like button, make sure you smash that subscribe button, share this video with all the other creators that you know, and let's grow together.